Over the past few years, the government have been making many changes to education, most notably in GCSEs, or General Certificate of Secondary Education. Many drastic changes have taken place recently, which caused Tambridge House School to make alterations to their students' option taking. One of the changes is that GCSEs will no longer be graded A star to G, but 9 to 1, with 9 being a higher grade than an A star was, acting as an A star star. This will only be the case in England and Scotland, and not Wales or Northern Ireland. The government said this change in grading was to allow greater differentiation between students and will help distinguish the new GCSEs from previous versions. Other changes include no text will be allowed in English tests, all quotes must be memorised, coursework will be removed from all assessments except for those more practical subjects, for example, drama or PE. Students will be marked on assessments at the end of their 2-year course. Students must take at least double science. Single science will not be an option. Due to the adjustments, in order to make GCSEs more challenging, Tambridge House School has decided to extend the years that their students will be taking GCSEs from 2 to 3. GCSEs now start in Year 9 at Tambridge, meaning students will be choosing their options in Year 8. I asked some students what they thought of all these changes. A Year 7 student named Angus, who's unavailable to be here in person, said when asked about the new GCSE grading system, he said it was too complicated and that the government should have stuck to the old system. When I asked him about coursework no longer being included, he said that it was annoying because he felt he'd get less learning. So Jenny, what do you think of choosing your options next year instead of in Year 9?
I think it's a good thing because it means that we get to focus on the subjects that we think we're going to do in our future, and we can kind of not waste time doing subjects that we don't want to do and that we're not going to use at all. But I think it could be a bad thing because it kind of limits our education a little bit, because it means that we don't have that extra year to expand on all of the subjects.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So Jack, what do you think about the GCSE options? You're choosing them this year, not next year. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's a good thing because it gives me more time to do my GCSEs and more time to prepare for the final examination.
Also, what do you think about coursework no longer being included in GCSEs?
I think it's a good thing because it's left more to the final exam, so it's more, I guess, focused to that rather than having it spread out.
Thank you for your time. Year 8 student Courtney, who was unable to be here, in our interview said that she found the idea of choosing her options next year scary, and it gave her a lot to think about. So Jiyan, what do you think about the government changing the GCSE grading system?
I think the new GCSE grading system is far too complicated, and lots of students don't actually understand what grade they're getting. And also I think that the government are just using this so that it looks like they're funding more money into our schools, which in actual fact they're not.
Thank you, Jiyan. These are just some of the opinions of the students at Tambridge House School about their upcoming options choices and GCSEs and changes made to them by both the government and the school staff. We hope you found this video informative about GCSEs and the changes that have been made to them, and we hope that you found it interesting to see how the students feel about these changes.